Perhaps only the Beatles had haircuts more famous than this one.
When I was little, they called it a pixie cut. And when I got bigger, it was called the wedge. And now, I don't know what it is. Well, skating made you feel really almost like a prima ballerina, because you would twirl around, do the twirl test with our skirts, and you see the little skirt ruffling like that in the breeze, and that's like a big music box, and hopefully you don't fall over when you spin around, and it makes you imagine that you're pretty.
30 seconds.
Split jump. Split jump. And she has only one more move. Here it is, a flying camel. Now watch her drop it down in the move that she invented called a Hamill camel, taps the foot on the ice and into a back spin, and she had done it, I am sure. The competition is yet to come, but this was a lovely, lovely program.
Dorothy Hamill has conquered stage fright, has done a brilliant performance.
There it is. Oh, look at the flowers coming on the ice. Just marvelous. Marvelous for a girl who, look at it, it's raining here. Flowers on the ice for her. They're coming.
All of a sudden, this 11-year dream of, you know, always thinking or imagining or hoping or wishing that you would win the Olympics, it actually happened. And I remember when they put the necklace, the medal around my neck, you know, thinking, oh, you know, what does it look like? Turning it over and thinking, you know, holy smokes, I did this. It's an amazing thing to achieve a lifelong goal at 19. I remember as a kid, you know, sort of sliding on our rear ends down the hill to the pond and grabbing whatever skates were around. Of course, they were too big, so I stuffed socks in the toes. Even though I couldn't really skate at that point, I just remember loving the feeling of freedom on the ice.
I just did it for fun. I just started skating because I loved being outside, and I loved the speed and the wind at your face and the cold air. I just loved all of that.
It was April 1966. Chalmers Hamill took his youngest daughter to the Woolman Open in New York's Central Park. And to the surprise of everyone, especially Dorothy, she finished in second place.
I do remember my father, you know, being very proud, and it was the first time I remember him keeping scores and, you know, writing a little notebook. And that was when I really realized that my father was very interested in his little girl.
She was right out front with her skating. It was clean, it was honest, it was open. It was like all American as apple pie.
Thank you very much.
It was flawless. Was there any imperfections that you thought of? What was it?
I have a combination that I didn't do. There were 2 double axels instead of the one, and I only did one.
Well, you're free to do that. That's why it's called free skating,
Right.
and everything else was really absolutely perfection.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dorothy.
Thank you. Oh, certainly. My coach has always told me that you're not graceful and you don't point your toes, and so I decided, all right, if I'm not graceful, then I'll try and jump higher and spin faster than the rest of the girls. It's not when you're 8 years old you think, I'm going to be an Olympic champion one day. At least for me, it wasn't like that. But it was a dream. It became a dream. This is the United States National Senior Ladies Trophy. And I won it last year and the year before. Before me, Peggy Fleming and Janet Lynn, probably 2 of the world's best skaters ever. They both won it for 5 years. I hope I can win it again this year and try for a medal at the World Championships and Olympics.
Dorothy Hamill was Dorothy had no idea how many Americans were rooting for her success.
The night before I competed at the Olympics, they delivered a stack of telegrams. And I didn't know who these people were. They were just well-wishers. That's when I started to realize, you know, the power of television and the importance of the Olympic Games. And all of a sudden I felt this gigantic pressure.
Dorothy Hamill with
That seemed as though it was my education and sort of the backbone of everything that I would ever do. It was a great sense of relief, of certainly being very proud to be an American. I mean, because that was really what it was all about at that point.
Back in the States, she discovered, like Peggy Fleming before her, that life would never be the same. And she had earned something, a status that could never be lost.
Imagine being 19 years old and on the cover of Time magazine, or everyone wanting to sport the Dorothy do, the latest in wash and wear haircuts, or wanting to wear oversized spectacles just like Dorothy.
I don't even remember some of the things that happened for a year or 2 years afterwards. I'd done nothing but skate for 12 years. And then all of a sudden, boom, managers, agents, commercial endorsements, ice shows, costume designers, parades. I mean, just...
New Short and Sassy shampoo from Clairol.
It'll give your hair body for the short and sassy look.
It was almost a nightmare. It was hard. And it sounds so wonderful and glamorous, but I wasn't ready for it.
I love coffee, I love me. I love my Sanka, 'cause it loves me.
Dorothy, is that your new Ford Tempo?
Sure is.
How come a world champion went for a Tempo?
Well, I appreciate precision.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dorothy Hamill.
It's Dorothy Hamill and her ice skating rink.
Icecapades is proud to present the star of our...
A hit as the Icecapade star attraction, Dorothy skated away with Gene Kelly on her first TV special.
Dorothy, Dorothy, one thing I know is true.
Dorothy Hamill, Festival on Ice. Not only in New York, but all over the world, Dorothy Hamill is a big draw. Ever since the 1976 Olympics, where she Hamill-cameled and sit-spun her way into our living rooms, Dorothy has been a big winner, not only of gold medals, but of golden opportunities as well.
So here she is, a very happy Dorothy Hamill, back on the ice in a competitive situation, skating for her team.
No, that's the first time I've seen Dorothy fall. Oops, she's down again. Sit down. Take a look.
Gladly, I did that twice already.
One undeniable reward for Dorothy was the arrival of her daughter, Alexandra, on September 19, 1988. Skating was an instant bonding experience for mother and child.
Motherhood is the greatest thing in the world. It's better than any Olympic gold medal. Truly, and truly it is. She's by far the best thing that's ever happened to me. Nowadays, when people say, oh, yes, you know, oh, you're so graceful and you're so beautiful, I spent the last 20 years of my life trying to be a swan. I still love it. I mean, I really love it. It's not about the jumping and the spinning. It's about the movement and you know, just what I fell in love with in the beginning, you know, on the pond.